All right, well, welcome everybody. This is the culmination of 14 weeks of incredible work, effort, hard work, sweat, tears, frustration, rejoicing, all of the above, as you know, excitement of trying something and seeing it actually works. Somebody not to be named to avoid embarrassing Carol. I mean, I overheard her the other day say, I can't believe it. I started this and I couldn't even write a single line of code, and now look what I can do. So it was a very exciting time. So it's cool. So this is your chance to show off what you've been working on for the last 2 or 3 weeks and what you've been able to get done. And so we're going to do our final presentations. A little bit on logistics. If you're remote, then when it's your turn, you'll share your screen and speak. We're going to turn the camera that's currently facing me and face it out to the audience so you can see who you're speaking to. And I guess that's it. You're going to have to, of course, we can't see you pointing, so you'll know that, obviously. So you'll use the mouse to let us know what you're referring to. And then when you're done, make sure you stop share. Sean will kick you off if you don't. So you don't need to worry too much about it. But stop share, and then you're done, and you can go and relax. If you're in person, you come up to the front. We'll give you the plug to the projector, and you'll project here. And remember to share your screen so that the people remotely can see what your screen is looking like. You don't need your camera on, but you can keep it on if you want. It doesn't hurt. And then you'll give your presentation. This mic should pick you up just fine. And then when you're done, stop sharing your screen and go sit down. Now we have this mic up here. It's a good mic, but it has a pretty small range. So if you're in the a little far away from it, make sure you speak loudly. At the end of each presentation, the speaker should ask the audience if there are any questions. It is very polite to ask questions. It's not a very good feeling to finish a presentation and say, are there any questions, and have people sit there and not say a word. It just makes you feel like they hated what I said. Either they hated what I said, or I was so clear and awesome that there's nothing left to be said, and you never know which one it is. So it's good to ask questions. We do need to keep it reasonably short, so I'm going to cut it off if there are more than 2 or 3 questions. And then after the audience has their 2 or 3 questions, the speaker's instructor will ask them a final question. And then you'll get to answer that one, and then we'll move on to the next speaker. Did I miss anything? Okay, the order of presentation will be chosen somewhat randomly. Rakaya, followed by Noah, followed by Ahmed, followed by Caroline, and then Trey. Okay, so it does go remote, in-person, remote. Oh, good. So we'll be swapping back and forth, right? Okay, I'll let people know who's coming up next. And with that, I think we should just get going. Rakaya, you're on.
Thank you, Robert. I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know if it's visible.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So before I share my actual app, I would like to ask a question. So when was the last time you sat with your grandma sharing a meal made from a recipe that has been in the family for generations while listening to her childhood stories? For me, it's been far too long, and that is why I created an app that allows users to document and preserve family memories, stories, and traditions to be passed down to generations. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rakaya, and I would like to present to you Memories, an app that allows users to document and preserve their family memories. Now let me walk you through how the app works. So when the user first signs up, or when the user first visits the application, they can see the landing page with the hero image and a tagline. And as they scroll, an animation reveals 4 key sections, each showcasing a unique way to store their family memories. At the bottom of the landing page, just above the footer, is a call to action that encourages users to sign up so they can start preserving their memories. But before diving into the platform, they can also explore the About page, which is just a letter welcoming the memory keepers and sharing the app's mission. Now, let me take you to the sign up page. So this is what the sign up page looks like. But for the sake of time, I have already created an account and logged in. So let me show you the page that they are navigated to next on sign up. This is the family portal page where a user can either create a family or join an existing one. So once they do that, they are navigated to the dashboard. So on the dashboard, they can see the different interactive tiles that again allow them to add their memories. Since a user can be a part of multiple families, they can switch families from the menu here, and they will be navigated to that family's dashboard. Now, on the images side, so like a user can upload a new memory with the button right here. And what they can see here is a grid of image thumbnails. So when they click on an image, there's a detailed view of the image with a caption, the heart icon to like the image, and a comment section. Now, only the user who has uploaded the image has the ability to delete it. Similarly, for comments, only the user that has created or written the comment can delete the comment. Now, let me show you that edit icon that I was just talking about. So here is that edit icon. Because this current user uploaded this image, they have the ability to delete this. I will not be going into the details of the recipes and stories and videos because we're short of time. So yeah, this is how the app basically works. Now, before I show you my code, I would like to show you my database. So here I have a table for users, which stores user information, a table for families, which stores the family details. There's another table for family members, which links the user ID and the family ID. There are tables for each of the different types of memories. And I have 2 more tables. One is for likes, which tracks the likes on each of the memories. And there's another one for comments, which tracks the memories, which tracks the comments on linked to a memory. Now, if we look at my code, on the server side, I have several endpoints, but I will only talk about the ones that handle the images. So from lines 196 to 323, I have 5 key endpoints. One is to get all the images. The second one is to get a specific image with the image ID. Then the next one is to post or insert an image. There is one to update or to put an image. And this one here is to delete the image from the image memories table. I also have endpoints to add likes, to unlike, and to read all the likes on an image. Similarly, for comments, I have an endpoint for adding a comment, deleting a comment, and to get the comments on a specific image. Now, on my client side, I have created async functions to interact with all of those endpoints. So here there is read image. This one is to upload the image. There's to update, delete, and so on. For all of these, I am sending in the bearer token so that only the user that has authorization can view that particular information. Now, on the images side, in my use effect, I have called the read image function. And once I get that image with the image ID, I am setting it in state, storing it in state so that I can display it on the browser. I am also storing the the user ID, the user that uploaded the image, so that I can conditionally render the edit and delete button. I am also calling the read image like and the read image comments so that the UI stays updated. Here I am, I've created a function called handle like that is to like or unlike a memory based on the current status of the like. Next, I have the handle submit function. Here, uh, after which I am calling the read image comment to again keep the UI updated. And here this function is to delete the comment. So again, I am filtering it so that I can then update the UI. Finally, in my return block, I have from lines 103 to 111, I am conditionally rendering the edit button. So if the current user is the one who uploaded the image, then the button is displayed, otherwise it isn't. And here on line 117 and 120, I'm conditionally rendering the heart icon based on whether the image is liked or not. 130 to 139 renders the form. And finally here from 140 to 158, I am mapping over the comments to display all of them. So apart from the code that I have shown, I would like to highlight additional features. So I have used React Toastify in my application to display error messages as pop-up notifications. And I've also used Framer Motion to show the animation on the landing page and the loading spinner. So, well, that is it from my side. Any questions? Should I stop sharing?
Now questions first. You can leave it shared.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Question.
Go ahead and we have some questions here.
Yes, I had a question, Kaya. How where are they adding the comments together into the image? All of the owners from you showed us an image and then you showed us all of the comments. Are people, I just wanted to ask if all the users that belong to that family are able to add a comment like this?
Yes.
That's a great idea. Where did you get that idea from?
Instagram?
Okay.
Yeah. So only the people who are a part of the family can have access to the images or like any kind of memory, basically. And then they're able to like and comment on those memories.
Ah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, then I will ask mine. Of all the things you've done here at LearningFuze, what was the one that you felt was incredibly satisfying?
Incredibly satisfying. I think I would say React, because I mean, initially when I started it, it was very confusing. But when I was doing this final project, I felt, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever, because I don't have to like repeat code like I did for my front-end project. So yeah, React.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, we do have another question.
sorry. You have a lot of features in here. What was the most complex for you to add? The hardest?
So the most complex for me was I do not have those memories right now, but in the stories and the recipe memories, what actually happens is that only a title is displayed. So in like how for the images, those thumbnails were being displayed, here only the titles would be displayed. And for each of those titles, there would be like a heart icon, because I would want the user to know that, you know, they've liked a particular story. They don't have to open each of those stories to see whether it has been liked or not. So because I had to get all of those likes for, multiple titles, that was a little challenging. For the image, it was easy because I had the image ID and everything. But here, because I had to like loop over, so that got a little challenging. And I would like to thank Sean because he really helped me out with that. So thank you, Sean.
Cool. All right.
Okay,
Very, very nicely done. It's great.
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, you can stop sharing and it's Noah's turn. When you get up there, we'll give you some instructions on how to get rid of all of the junk that Zoom puts on your screen.
Yeah, you can guys hear me, right?
Yep.
Hey, how are you guys? My name is Noah Kaya, and today I'm gonna be presenting my full stack project. It's called Cooking Wizard AI. Overview by my app. It's a smart web application that generates unique cooking recipes using AI. So it's designed to anyone who wants like college students or anybody like at home can generate like random recipe, um, like instantly. Today I'm gonna be talking about the core feature. It's gonna be like connected with AI, generating the recipe based on the user input. For example, as you can guys see, like a chicken garlic rice, and the app can generate random recipe, give you a title and ingredient, and step-by-step instructions. Of course, it's powered by AI. So I'm gonna show you guys the wait a second. Another text. So I'm gonna go to my show you my actual UI. So that's my application. Has like a no user yet, so we'll put like an icon over there. So first, if you want to generate, you go to recipe, it says on the please sign in or sign up. So first I'm signing in. So go sign in. No, sign up, sorry. Create a user. My user successful created. Now I'm gonna be signed in. Okay, so now it's signed in the user. You can see I signed in as at the bottom. So the name of the username. And then the new recipe. So this I'm gonna show you guys the core features you're connecting with AI. So it's gonna be, for example, like chicken garlic. Well, what do you guys want me to put?
Rice.
Rice. Okay, so I'm gonna hit generate. It's generating the recipe magically. So and then give you ingredients and the instructions. And yeah, you can clear or you can hit save. So we're gonna save. Now its new recipe has been saved and it added to the as a history on the left side. So it's gonna be whenever you refresh, you're gonna be disappearing. So now go to your recipe, you can see the recipe been added. Yeah, so that's pretty much about the app. So the UI and for the tech side, technical side, so I put a lot of comments. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking first about the database. So this full stack project, yeah, there's a database. So I'm gonna show you guys this first. This is as a visual representation of the, as you can see from my database, has the users and recipes, and both are connected using a user ID this is a primary key and connected with a foreign key. So it can access all the other tables. And then And this is my Figma design, so, yeah, this all the Figma features. And then, for the database, I put like there's like a default, like an initial information for the database to be filled. And from the server side is the server, okay. So I have, like a many endpoints here, like a few of them, so it's the first one, and of course you need to add the auth middleware, so the user is able to access other pages. So this getting the recipe, so I'm gonna talk about the endpoint new recipe. Yeah, this one is connecting with the AI. Actually, kind of took me like a hard time to figure out how to connect with the AI. So this is how you're gonna connect with the AI and with the key, and this is how the prompt engineering. This is the way how you're gonna engineer the system prompt and the user prompt. How you're gonna make it create the response based on this. So I was trying to give me a URL for the image, and instead of like adding image, it's give me a URL so you can click on it, give you an image. And yeah, this is and pretty much you can get the title and the response as a title and the recipe, and from this project I figure out you need to use the same variable title and recipe. So whatever you get in the response JSON, you need to use that on the client side. That's really crucial. If you use a different name, you can get like a lot of errors. So. And okay, so and this is for the React side, for the front end side. This is the component. This is the part of the. So as the app, this is the entire app. That's the entire app. I'm gonna be talking only about part of the app, which is the new recipe. It's like a part of the app. This side here, new recipe. And then if you go to the function or the component, this is as you can see, so whatever we see is gonna be here on the return side. So this is what we're gonna see here. Whatever you put here is gonna see on the screen. So, and as you can see, I put the text area as this one here as a prompt, and yeah, this one as a prompt. Okay, and this put H icon at the bottom. And whenever you call the submit, what is it? So here in each icon at the bottom here, each icon on the bottom, whenever you click it, calls a function. So this one cooking, this is the first one, calls handle submit. So it calls handle submit at the top. And as you can see, this is adding the authorization read token. When the user sign in, so gives the user token, and then give the authorization using the bear token, and then doing all the fetching, and yeah, handle errors, and when you hit clear it, handle the clear. Okay, so the console log is really helpful here. So I had an error here, so when not like getting nothing, because I have like a different naming, so I was getting different names, but when I console log, I can see, oh, this is what I'm getting, and I'm getting nothing that's different than the name. So when I console log is really helpful. And of course, you need to like put like a name for the console log, like sending, so you know what is happening. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it. So yeah, any question, guys? Nice.
do have a question. So when it generates the recipe and it names it, if you wanted to change the name of the recipe and not call it the name of the ingredients, can you change the name of it?
Nah, yeah, that's it. So the update API, I did not run it. I thought, okay, why do you need to change your recipe?
If you had put like
But
sauce and pasta, it would call the dish sauce and pasta, but not like spaghetti.
no, you see, it was called, the AI names it.
Oh.
Yeah,
And the AI gave it the name garlic chicken and rice.
they say like, it named it garlic chicken rice. When you generate the AI give it this name. I like the, on the side, I tried to imitate how ChatGPT trying to do on the, give you like a history on the left. So whenever you generate, keeps generating, adding it to the left.
Can you go back to your prompt,
The prompt.
like in your code?
Mhm.
What you have.
Like where
Like-
you
like the actual,
send your
like,
prompt
text where
to ChatGPT.
Yeah, where like the user puts in their thing.
Yeah, so
That was in server.
I mean, you need the, so.
He wants to see the server
Ah,
code.
the server code, okay. So yeah, this is the new response. Yeah, this is how you, this is really important, how you make the prompt engineering. User prompt, you see here.
Yeah, did you, well, the question is then, like, how many like iterations of this did you go through before you found like the way that you wanted it?
It depends how, so the first time it did not, wasn't that good, so you need like to train it, okay? Give it like I need to be specific, adding a couple words like that. Return response on, like return response as a markdown, like Robert, you told me to. Title and how to follow the ingredient and passing your ingredients, that's really important. And this is how, and all they need, this is so it doesn't like go other like a random, so add this word. All they need.
Did you play around with having it, format the responses for you at all?
Yeah, I added, there's like a tool called Markdown, Robert, like actually introduced me.
But it says return the response as markdown with
Yeah.
the title as the header, followed by the ingredients and instructions, so that's the.
This how
tells
you
it how to-
wait.
How to format it.
This one here. Like response markdown with the title, this is what I want, the title and the ingredients, instruction. So give you, or you can add it on the client side, you can add you can add it as a markdown. You go, it's like how you need to the npm downloader. So, it's on the new recipe, so. Yeah, I see like this one is a markdown here. So we can make it on React to be, I'm getting only the recipes, so. Yeah, okay.
Just last question. The markdown, is that a component from the app?
You need to install it, it's like
Oh,
npm install, yeah, markdown. So it shows you all the,
Oh, cool.
So then in that markdown document, that will have how it breaks it up on the page. it breaks
Yeah.
it up for your ingredients and instructions. and so.
yeah, so if you go like another recipe, for example, like an onion noodles. You can generate. So you can add it like this, so you add it as a markdown, and it added as a history on the left, which is.
I have another question now. We had another student do a project like this for a client, like to pay them to do it, and they specifically asked them to add in, if you have put in the ingredients, onion, tomato, and like knife, it'll say like that is not a safe thing to eat. If you did that, would it give you a recipe with things that you can't actually eat, like if you put in like dirty sauce?
Yeah, that's a feature, good.
Try it.
It'd be interesting to see.
So,
Dirty socks.
Remember that they had to add something to their prompt that said like, if it was an item that's not edible, it should give a result that said. like,
oh,
no.
okay, yeah,
But you should maybe check.
Just try it, it'll be interesting to see.
socks. Yeah, this is prompt engineering, like you need building. What?
The socks have been excluded there. That's.
Yeah.
Okay, finish it.
Okay, let's do that much.
That's because, I think because the server and, actually like I got it from Caroline, I should put it. Where's the server side? Yeah, yeah, is all they need, like, I see like this word, like, you need to be specific about this word, I want this, and that's it, so. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I have my final question. Can't sit down yet. What was your favorite bug while working on this project?
Yeah, the favorite bug is the naming, like, how does client side, like Sean was yelling at me, why is the favorite name? Like, yeah, it's like causing me really bad. Like, I thought, okay, getting this names and you can, and because if you don't, it doesn't give you like an error, nothing. So see, why it doesn't output and nothing? Because although you're not gonna see any errors. Even if it's a different naming, not gonna tell you at all, that's the bug. Should tell like, okay, you have a different naming.
How did you solve it?
Yeah, doing console log, and so you can see what you are getting from console log is really important. So you can see what the name, like what you are getting from the response. Because sometimes I'm gonna forget, okay, I named this. And especially like this here, the response. You see my response, I'm getting only title and recipe. See, like, and I was naming a response title, response recipe, which is different name. You need to be careful, guys, like about this. On the client side, if you name it a different name, it's not gonna read it, it's not gonna give you an error at all.
For your prompts, did you ever try just like in the actual text, telling it what structure you wanted it to come back in, like a JSON structure for you to then play with, where you like tell it,
Yeah,
like you have it create your objects and stuff for you,
oh, so I wanted to create it too,
like if it.
I think what he's saying is like, give the response back with a ingredients one property, or you know, like
Oh,
like
yeah,
tell
yeah.
it specifically how to create the object, like
Yeah,
what the name of the
so-
property is.
He did start that way and you can do it. I saw
Yeah.
somebody who wrote the prompt to make it work. Was that you?
That was me, yeah.
Oh,
I
and
just
you
wanted
put-
to see what
yeah,
your experience was.
Yeah, his experience was it just wasn't
No, did
doing
not
anything
give me.
worthwhile, and
yeah,
he didn't have a need to tear it apart. And so.
I just figured that like, part of me like, thought it was like destructuring.
Yeah.
But we can do it, right, Robert? If
Yeah,
I tell him,
yeah, you could do it.
right, want me guys sit
No.
down?
No, don't
I
touch
can like play with it.
Okay, all right, thanks, nice job. Okay, Ahmed,
Oh,
you are up.
Can you
and
give me
after
the-
Ahmed is Caroline.
thank you guys.
So no fancy CSS or anything like that, unfortunately, but I'll present whatever I can for this sake of this project. So my project is a full stack app called Football Tracker, or Soccer for whoever prefers to call it like that. Where you can basically for football fans who want to create like a fantasy team, a fantasy 11 team of like custom players, as well as being able to enter match results. So whether you want to track like a team's performance by entering match results, or you want to like any fantasy matches that you keep track with, it's a very niche thing, but there's like a whole world for football enthusiasts. So yeah, we have here simple landing page, and then we have oh well. I do have user management, so that requires the user to be logged in order to view their team and view matches that they saved. So I have like a little sign-in form, and then if it's a new user, they can go to create an account. I've already created an account, so I'll just enter. All right. And then when they navigate to the My Team page, if they haven't created a team, they'll be taken to this page. where they can give the team a name, and then the way in soccer it works is you have up to 11 players on a team. This could have been done in a smarter way to just have all of them display immediately, but this is what I have. And then for the sake of time, I did like a little thing that fills it out quickly, so have that populate.
I could type that fast.
I bet you can. I'm sure there's a lot of fast typers out there. Yeah, so submitting the form by hitting create team, that'll then take you to it'll give you a confirmation message, and then clicking my team will now take you to like a page that displays it as like a lineup. So this is kind of like just a thing for someone who wants to create a fantasy team. Uh, and you can also, I added CRUD functionality to be able to update the players on the team. Uh, so you can, make any edits you want and then update, cancel. So that's one feature. The main feature of the app that I focused on was the one for matches. So entering match results. So this page basically it displays them in a list, showing like the overview of the match, so just the score line, and then you can view a specific one, uh, as well as being able to add a new match. So you enter the details relating to the match. You can enter the score, team names, and then match specific stats. So I'll just put in a date. Then I have you can enter like who scored each goal and like when the goal was scored. So again, like match specific information. And then I have another little script that just fills it out quickly. All right. And then once you hit save, it'll then take you to like a view. I'm sure a lot of you have been on Google to check like results for matches for your favorite team. It kind of displays in something like this, where it shows like an overview and then the stats down at the bottom. I've also added CRUD functionality, so you're able to edit. So you can go in and edit. You want to change something. Say you want to change this one, for example. And now you can see like the changes have been reflected. Yeah, so that's a basic overview of what the app does. It's pretty simple. Uh, allows you to track your team's performance basically at the very essence of it. Going to the database. So basically I have a players table, and what that does is it populates whenever the user fills out their team. So I filled it out with these players, and then when you refresh it, it displays all the players here, and each player is linked to a specific team ID, and then that's linked by user. So Dream Squad is the one that I just created, and then users. This is the one that I have, the one that I was displaying from. And then matches also shows match specific information. And yeah, that's everything as far as how the app works. And then moving to the code. So this is my app component. So it's just a router taking you to all the different components on the page. Matches.tsx. So that's basically that's the page that displays the list of the matches that the one that I presented first. So basically, let's see. So the main form where they enter the match details, that's going to be in addmatch.tsx. And what I did for that, this is just going to be a quick overview. I mainly want to focus on the next one. So basically, what is it? So I brought in everything from React, everything that I needed to achieve the functionality. Um, the form, rendering the form was pretty simple. Just add it here in the JSX return statement. And then uh, as far as the feature that you saw earlier, the one of being able to like, populate a scorer and all that, basically I just uh, made a little function for it, and it just a simple DOM creation. Yeah, and then format scorers was a function. So basically all the information that's entered can be sent to the backend pretty easily just by submitting the form. For this one, it was a little bit more tricky. So basically this function just it grabs everything from the form based on like the value of the inputs, and then it formats them as a string so it can be sent to the backend. And then by far the most challenging one for me was the editing. So the one that I demonstrated earlier, where we're able to go and edit a match. Well, the tricky part was having everything pre-populated. That was pretty simple for the most part. That part was pretty simple, where you're able to just use state to you know uh, be able to set the uh, the input fields, the values based on what you have in the backend. So we did like a fetch request uh, for a specific match, and then what we have. Yeah, so all the fields were pretty simple. The one for the scores again was tricky because there can be like a different number for each specific match. So what I did was I had to basically implement like some sort of functionality that will be able to populate the number based on how many there were. So then I did a function here that the takes in like the which specific team that you're referring to, as well as like the string, because in the database it's stored as a excuse me it's stored as like a string, a comma separated list. So what I did was I did like a little like a few string methods to be able to manipulate it and have it have each item stored as like an item in an array, and then basically DOM creation to be able to actually populate those values, and that's how I was able to have the information pre-populated, uh, like all of the information pre-populated. And then this is once again similar to the add match, since it's basically the same display. This one, I believe I also went over this, but it's basically what the format that you have it as a string format to be able to send it to the backend. And then the submit handler. This is also pretty similar to the other one, since except this one is like you're doing a put request rather than a post. And then this is all the information. The values were updated by state for each match specific detail. For this one, we passed in the form data. So basically, that lets the function know like what form we're referencing and what team we're referencing to be able to send the correct information to the backend. And then we have here the actual request. So again, to put request to the backend, to be able to update the data. And then once they hit submit, that'll then take them to that view that you saw that shows all the detailed information. And then this is just the return JSX. Let's see. Yeah, so I rendered here the form, and then the values are pre-populated. So then I just for each one I just did like this is the value that was updated by state. I brought it in here, and I set it basically pre-populated it with whatever value was updated by state, and then whatever changes they make, that's going to be the new setter function, and it's going to capture that new value, and that's going to be the new value that's submitted to the backend. And then yeah, that's as far as everything goes for that feature. And then match detail.tsx, that's basically just that view that you saw, the one that actually shows the match details. So that one was pretty simple. It's just you know, it creates, it renders the elements on the page, and then yeah, that's not really the focus. That was a pretty simple thing, and I think that's about everything I wanted to cover for like the scope of this app. Does anybody have any questions?
We have here.
I just want to ask, does it record also the scores of the players for each game? Or-
Sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear it very clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
so Does it records the scores of the team player for each game, or it's just for the current game?
Yeah. So basically the way it works is, let's see. So I'll just go on a random one. I'll just pick this one. So it just displays them as like a comma separated list. So I guess it doesn't like specify which one is for which team, but like based on context, I guess you can just assume that, this team scored 4, this team only scored 1. So the way it's listed is like the first 4 uh, are the home team, and then the 1 is for the away team. I could have made it, display them separately. That's definitely a feature that I plan to improve this. Uh, but yeah, this is as far as like how they display the scores display. Does that answer the question?
I was just thinking like, for each game that you played, this is his like his stats, like the player stats, and if you just display like that, but it's okay.
Yeah, so the focus wasn't necessarily on player stats. It was just like match specific information. Uh, I do plan to implement that as a later, upgrade to the app. This is more for like tracking a team's performance, so the user is free to, use this however they want, whether that's entering like match details for like a specific team that they follow, like a favorite team, and then they can like view like how the team was doing by viewing like all this information related to each team. But player specific information, uh, that's beyond the scope of the app as of right now.
Ahmed, what was the most fun portion of the project that you enjoyed working on?
I'd say it was definitely like the whole matches feature, because uh, the whole time I'm basically comparing it to like like what you would see whenever you would look up a game, like results for a match. For me, it's I would always, whenever I would miss a game and I wanna catch up on the results, I would like look it up on Google, and then basically comparing what I have to what you would see uh, like on Google whenever you look up a game, and trying to, resemble it as best as I can with my design. So I thought that part was pretty satisfying.
Yeah, awesome. And jumping in over here, I know you're out, so you shouldn't sell yourself short on your work. I think you did great. I know you were also out sick quite a bit during this project, so you made some great progress. If you did, you mentioned like maybe some things you want to work on. If you had like your next feature that you wanted to build, you had a little bit more time, what would that feature be? And what challenges do you imagine you might have in trying to implement it?
Yeah, so I think actually it's what the question from earlier. It was the player specific information, because as of right now, it is kind of like one dimensional a little bit. Like, all you do is you just enter a team, and you have like you know this is like your team, and that's about it. Being able to view player specific information, uh, maybe bringing in like an API, like a third party API that tracks real time information for that specific player, and being able to like access it and view it as like its own separate thing. So I think implementing that in the app is definitely something that I want to add as a further upgrade.
Awesome, very cool.
All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Rob's correct. You're being too harsh on yourself. All right, it's Caroline's turn.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Caroline and we are back again with the Therapy Compass. And so basically, we're going to enter into my Therapy Compass app. It kind of is supposed to track the progress of anyone going to therapy or wanting to connect with the therapist and vice versa. So then here we are, we will enter inside where the user can come and take a assessment by choosing different levels of whatever they might be experiencing, like stress, any coping strategies they have been doing, or physical activity, their sleep patterns. And this will be submitted and tracked in this graph over here, where the user can then see different levels according to what they want. Next, we can go to the therapy locator, where the user can enter some information about the symptoms they're experiencing, and then search a therapist based on the type of therapy that the AI would recommend for them in a map over here. So our recommendation for today is couples therapy. So this is just a map set to the default location here in Laguna and then Irvine. So then we will go home again, and we can also go to the calendar where we can store a little note, for example, like today was great, and we can save that there. So that is all for the client front end. Then we can I would like to show you my schema a little bit. I have just about I have 4 tables. I would like to show you my first I will begin by showing you my progress assessment code. My progress assessment is what you saw when I assigned the report to the line chart. So here I am making a post request into my server. This data from this form is being sent to the server, where I have AI generating the result. So this was really fun for me. Here you see the post. I am requesting the form data body, and I am prompting the AI to be a clinical psychology assistant, so that it can analyze the patient assessment data. I passed in values that the AI likes, which are numbers, because I figured that it can process that more easily, and it was pretty simple to get just a single value back from it. It was not that difficult. So that was really fun. Basically, the higher the value the person has, the bigger the score, the better they're doing. So that's for there. And here you can see that I am extracting the specific content that I want from the AI response, and then I'm just passing it in here in my params to the. Okay. So then here in the user page, the page where you saw the line chart, I am keeping track of the score history here in this state, my score history, where I am getting that information, that progress score, and that is being set over here to the set score history as an array. But then I am actually able to, from the score history state variable, I am creating copies of all the updated scores, results from the progress assessment. And then I am passing that down here into this line chart, which is a, I learned how to use the chart.js library, and I really enjoyed that. And then I passed it basically down here into the label. You see there's the full chart and there's the anxiety levels and all of these. So this was very exciting. You can also see I've done some little tooltip experimenting, which was those little displayed, those little, you can see the little details. They are not perfect, but they are showing the, yeah, they're not so perfect, but they're showing whatever is in that specific point. So that was fun. And down here, you can see that I am toggling between if my modal is open or not. So this is how my progress assessment is actually being passed down, the information of the on submit success, the handle success function, which is keeping track and adding to the array of the response data. So, any questions? Yes. Sorry?
On the chart,
Yes.
yeah, where are those values? Oh, they're from the survey, no?
The AI generates.
Yes, the AI is generating this score and it's passing it into this chart. And in that chart, I'm manipulating basically because all of the form is put into different. You see, I have different sections for the panic attacks. I have a section for each one, and I'm able to extract those depending on the section. If that makes sense.
So then the AI like takes all that information and creates.
Mm-hmm,
And show the prompts so that they
Yeah.
can see how
You
it's.
see the prompting
mm-hmm. And
in the server down here?
Right there in content.
Yeah.
291.
And this is where I'm passing in the form data and it is being JSON stringified already. So the content is the response, and that's why, as you saw over here on 999, over here, I'm extracting the specific number because it returned only one number as a string, as a JSON format that I was able to extract from the message here.
When you fill out the form, you left like half of them blank, does it just assume that that's no, or?
Mhm.
Okay.
For your prompt, was there any like keywords or anything that you had to change that made like the biggest impact on getting the results that you wanted?
Yeah, so I actually tried a different type of, I tried ChatGPT 3, I tried the mini version. That one was just giving very long responses. And then I figured out this way of you have a system and you have a user, so you can differentiate what the AI wants. It's basically like an assistant almost, you can train it. So I found that I could just ask AI, I just asked Claude like what it would like me to prompt it for it to give me back what I want. And then it recommended I use this, so I just used that, and it worked. So.
Ask one more question. So you're saying, what is the function of the system and the user? You're saying they.
Yeah, this is the system, this is the role of the AI, and then this role user is basically like a step below. I don't want to explain it now.
Authorization.
This is what the user will be receiving from the AI. So the system is the AI, and then this is the user is like the role of the user is like what the user is expecting. So,
It's like creating different objects that do like. Yeah, okay, I think I understand.
Cool. I have my final question then. You were very excited to be able to start from zero and get to where you're able to get all these things done. That's a very full featured application.
Yeah.
What is it that made it possible for you to make that transition and finally get to where you could do all of this?
Well, I think it was the realization of, basically that the data is moving and flowing through the app, and that each time it moves through, we have to, modify or restructure it to fit a specific container of what it needs to do or be in. And that's why I also enjoyed working with those libraries and learning. Like, that calendar was very hard to learn, but it was really good for me because I could see the differences in the objects, and then I really started to enjoy that. So that was the,
Cool.
I think, main thing. And your instruction and Sean's diligent instruction, very precise. I think that's what you did.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Good. And good job surviving the internet outage.
So, hello everyone, my name is Trey Dedman, and I'm excited to show you my full stack project today. My app is a password manager. It's a web application for people who want a simple and secure way to generate, store, and manage passwords. So when a user logs in, they're loaded directly into the dashboard and they're greeted with a greeting. This is the main interface where users can add, view, update, and delete passwords. As you can see here, it defaults to hidden, and you can click on this and it'll show the different passwords in plain text. You can also update. So if we wanted to correct his typo here, we can just correct it and save it. And as you can see, it's updated immediately. And then you can also delete, but I'm not gonna do that right now. It's also a mobile friendly project. So I can click on this and expand it out. Also, if I sign out and try to sign up, this is a very poor, I ran short of time, so it's not fully implemented, but you can kind of see I have a password meter, strength meter, that shows you if your thing is very strong, and if you are not authenticated, you can't access the dashboard. So let me sign back in. But so for today, for my technical aspect, I'd like to focus on securely saving and storing the passwords and how it works in my project. So when a user adds a password, it's going to securely store that in the database, and you can also retrieve it. So I'll bring in my code here. It uses the post method to insert the entries into the database. And as you can see, and we're going to encrypt the password so that it's encrypted before it's actually stored into the database. And you can see this, that the encrypted password is not plain text, it is encrypted. So when the user updates his password. It's also basically the same method. Let me get down here. You can see that you're going to update the password entries, and again, it encrypts it before it goes into the database. And the type of encryption I use is it's a crypto.js, and it's a AES 256 encryption standard. It uses the ECB mode with the PKC S7 padding. And I can just show you that here. Oh, I'm sorry. So we'll import the crypto.js library, and it uses an AES secret key, which is very similar to the secret token for authentication. And this, using the key, allows it to be stored encrypted, but unlike Argon 2, which is it just hashes it to put it into the database. You can't retrieve that hash. With this encryption method, you can retrieve the password to view it again in plain text. So when the user saves their passwords, the system fetches the encrypted password from the database and decrypts it using the get method. So here we're going to get it, and you can see where I take the decrypted password or the encrypted and then decrypt it so that we can view it on the in the dashboard. And to extract it, we're going to parse the JSON response from the server, and then we're going to update the state in the UI so it can be displayed in the dashboard. And you can see that here. We're going to fetch the decrypted password, and then the project here that I've created, it basically just takes advantage of memory only decryption. So in other words, the decrypted password is only available in memory and only when needed. So it provides an extra layer of security. So I guess in conclusion, and just to reiterate, the password decryption process occurs on the server side, ensuring that the decrypted passwords are never exposed to unauthorized parties. It decrypts the password before sending it to the client, and the server helps safeguard the credentials and limits the exposure of the sensitive information. So does anyone have any questions?
I have a question, Trey.
Yes.
What was your, is security the primary focus of securing it directly in the back end? Was that your main goal? Or what was your main goal?
Well, I used the encryption so I could basically retrieve the password so you could view it in plain text, not the hash.
I see.
So it
Thank
be correctly.
Mhm. That's cool.
Because with Argon, you can only,
Yeah.
you send it into the database, there's no retrieving it.
Right, since this is holding your really important information, what did you think about doing two-factor authentication for the login at all?
I'm sorry, would you say that again?
When you were doing the main login, did you think about two-factor authentication since it's holding sensitive information in here?
I did, and that is one of my bonus features that I never got to. The two-factor authentication for an extra layer of security. Also, further implementing the password strength checker. Also, I'd like an auto-generated password. And then, I mean, long term, maybe even like a browser extension, some sort of support for that, so it'll pull it up when you log in somewhere, and you wouldn't have to use You wouldn't have to open up a separate tab to log in here.
I have a comment. This is very clean and neat. I love the security on the back end and how you've done that. I think that's very nice. I just wanted to say I love the username for codewars.com. I feel that way all the time.
It wasn't difficult to come up with.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and jump in over here. A couple of my questions are already snatched up. So I'll go with using that new encryption library. Obviously, we didn't teach it in the program. We taught a lot of other things in the program, but what skills maybe did you learn during your 14 weeks here at LearningFuze that allowed you to kind of like tackle something brand new and just figure it out and make it work?
What did I not learn? I've never created anything from nothing. So this is all brand new, and I couldn't have done it without everyone, without everyone's help. It's not just, I mean, the instructors are a great source and resource, but I mean, your fellow students are as well. I mean, they jump in there and help anytime you ask.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, great job. Great job on your project.
Yeah.
Well, that is it. We went a little longer than, oh, we're still before 11. We went a little longer because of our embarrassing internet outage. Still not sure what happened, but thankfully we recovered from that. I just want to say just amazingly well done job, every one of them. It's so much fun to watch these and see. Sometimes we're very nervous and we think, is this one gonna work out? Is that project gonna succeed? And they always are just wonderful. I don't think we've ever had a disappointment at the end of the session. It's just great. It's amazing to see how much you learn, how quickly you learn it, how thoroughly you do it, get it, and how hard you struggle and fight to get through that final project. That final project is where the whole 14 weeks really comes together, and all of these gee, I'm not sure how this works questions that are sitting there in your mind, you're forced to solve them on your own, to figure them out, and finally you start saying, that's why we do, oh, that's why you have to do that, that's how you do this. And it's just an incredible delight to watch you guys all come through all this and make those transitions, every one of you. And so it's a lot of fun. So congratulations. Work extremely well done, and you should be all of you, even those who were a little not quite so sure that there was up to snuff. I didn't feel that way on any of them. Congratulations, everybody. You should be really proud of yourselves.